Harrison Graham back here on Chicago Bears Now, just moments after a massive 20-19 win for the Chicago Bears over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football. What can you say? We're going to have instant reaction here from you guys. Some of my biggest takeaways. We'll throw out some stats, talk about the big moments in this game, just some instant stats here. Nick Foles, 243 and a touchdown and a pick. Cairo Santos, the game-winning kick late in this one. Tom Brady seemed to be confused on the Bucs' late attempt to win the football game. He finished with 253 yards and a touchdown. But I want you guys to be involved here on this video, on this show. So use hashtag Bears or Super Chat to get on the show. We'll interact with you guys. We'll use your comments, and we will go from there. But the Chicago Bears win 20-19 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They improve to 4-1 on the season. The Bucs fall to 3-2 as Chicago finds a way. Chicago finds a way to win this game. What are your thoughts, Flamingo? I got a lot of them. The defense came up big. The defense absolutely came up big in this one, Flamingo. There's just no doubt about it. The defense, you hold Tom Brady and the Bucs, a team that's been playing well. Brady just threw for 5 touchdowns last week. You hold him to these numbers, you will live with that all day long. 25 of 41, 253 and a touch. I'll live with that. I will live with those numbers if I am the Chicago Bears. Khalil Mack was a monster in this game. He had 2 sacks. He was really, really good. 3 tackles, couple of sacks, couple of tackles for loss. Had a pass breakup. He was excellent. Khalil Mack is what you paid him to be. He was a force in this football game, and this is why, you know, there's reasons to be excited, because we didn't know how would the Bears bounce back. That was an ugly showing last week against the Indianapolis Colts, and they put a good football game together. Started slow, but all in all, you got to be pretty pleased. You improved to 4-1 with a big win over a legitimate playoff contender in Tampa Bay. Cherry Bomb, what do you think about Nick Foles? Well, let's talk about him. Let's get his stats up on the screen for you guys. Nick Foles, look, it's not always going to be pretty, right? He missed a wide-open Darnell Mooney early in this game for what would have been a touchdown. He missed some other throws, but he made some throws. He made some plays. 30 of 42, 243, a touchdown, a pick. A lot of dinking and dunking, a lot of slants, a lot of underneath stuff. But hey, at the end of the day, didn't make many mistakes, got the job done. The offensive line didn't help that much, did not protect him that much. So at the end of the day, you got to factor that in as well. But all in all, I think you have to be pretty pleased with what you got from Nick Foles tonight. He managed the game. You were in the game. You weren't in the game in spite of Nick Foles. He wasn't like a detriment to this team. So I think that is a key thing to remember here as well. Get going with our sports betting partners, Bet Rivers at chatsports.com/BetIL. They're going to match you all the way up to $250 for a 100% deposit bonus. What does that mean, Harrison? Put down $250. They're going to give you an additional $250 for free. I'll put that link in the live chat for you guys. That way you guys can get hooked up. And to sweeten the deal for you guys, for you new customers, we are going to give away free jerseys when you do the following. Stay tuned. Email bears@chatsports.com to get a free jersey after you get signed up with Bet Rivers and place a bet. To place a bet, you have to be in the state of Illinois. That's the deal with Bet Rivers. You can deposit, you can sign up anywhere in the U.S., but to actually place a bet, you must be in Illinois. So if you live there or if you're going to be there soon and you want to make some money during this football season, chatsports.com/BetIL. And after you do that, email us, bears@chatsports.com. Be like, hey, I want the free jersey deal. If you can't figure it out, you can also email us. Just be like, hey, can you help me walk through the process? You can do that. I'll put this back up real quick. Chatsports.com/BetIL. That link is in the live chat for you guys. So if you're still watching live, but chatsports.com/BetIL. Bet Rivers. Make some money. Get a free jersey. It's a great, great thing. Take advantage while you can. How about this? Do you think Tom Brady complains and he acts like a crybaby? Because that's what I think. he does at times. He's a little crybaby-ish. I don't know what the hell he was doing on that last play. I think he was confused. He didn't know. I think he thought it was still third down. I think he had another down to play with, but he didn't. At least he thought he did. He did not, though. It was fourth down, and it was incomplete. Unbelievable. I can't believe a player. It just goes to show it can happen to anybody. Anybody can make a mistake. There's just no doubt about it. And Tom Brady made one tonight. Casey Garman, what's your predictions for our overall record now that we can actually beat a good team? Well, I'm glad you asked that question because I was going to ask you the same question. So here we go. What will the Bears' final record be? I'll make this the pinned comment on today's video. What will the Bears' final record be in 2020? 4-1. You're off to a 4-1 start. Tonight was a big one for me. If they lost tonight, I'm like, I don't know if this team's good. Beat 3 good, bad teams, lost 2 good teams. But you won tonight. You split against your 2 good opponents. That's a good sign. So I'll make this the pinned comment. What do you guys think the Bears' final record will be? And right now they sit at 4-1 after a 20-19 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Continue to get your comments. Continue to get your thoughts. I'll get to as many of them as I can before we sign off here. Let me see what you guys are saying now. Casey's also wondering if we can get to 13-3. That feels a little rich for me. You still got problems. The offensive line, it's an issue. Let's just be honest. It's not as bad as last year, but it's not great. It's definitely not great. Is it passable? Is it good enough? We'll see. I want to know what's up with James Daniels, but for the second week in a row, you couldn't get the run game going. David Montgomery, 10 carries for 25 yards, did have a touchdown, had a couple of catches, but that's not going to be good enough. He did have 7 catches, actually, for 30 yards. It was, did have the big one late down the field, but overall could not run the football. That's a problem. You got to be able to run the football with Nick Foles or Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. That's just what I believe. So, they've got to figure that out up front. And quite frankly, the linebacker and run defense play has to get better too. Check out Ronald Jones' numbers. Ronald Jones, okay, below average NFL running back, 17 carries, 106 yards, had a 37-yard scamper. Quite frankly, I don't think the Bucs gave him the ball enough. Average over 6 yards a carry. That's an issue. That is definitely an issue. But luckily, the Bears were able to win this game. I'm not going to freak out over Ronald Jones gashing the Bears defense, but it's something to watch for moving forward because it's a bit of a problem. There's no doubt about that. Who was the Bears MVP tonight? Let me know in the comments. I think it's just the defense as a whole. Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was good. 2 sacks. Kyle Fuller's play was huge. We'll talk about him more in a second. If you had to pick one player, who was the Bears MVP tonight? Go ahead. Let me know down in the comments section. I'd probably roll with Khalil Mack, but there's a couple of different options you could choose from, and I think that you couldn't go wrong depending on who you pick. All right, Jake has been spamming this. What player would most likely go to Chicago? I don't know who you're talking about, Jake. I put it on screen because you kept spamming it, but that's a very vague question here. Do you think the Bears should get anybody this offseason from Casey? Well, quarterback's the big discussion, right? Depending on how this season plays out, the Bears could be in the market for a long-term answer at quarterback. Now, does that mean drafting a quarterback, trading for someone? Do you go after a guy like Dak Prescott, who's playing under the franchise tag this year? I doubt Dallas lets him get away. Cam Newton, he's going to be a free agent with the Patriots unless they extend him. Could he be an option? I'm not sure. I think there's some different guys out there that you could take a look at. But all in all, let's focus on this season for now. Bears 20, Buccaneers 19. Big win for the good guys here in this one. Very exciting win for the Chicago Bears and an important win for their psyche. Just a big win. You needed to win this game. And you know when the game changed? When Kyle Fuller forced that fumble on that massive hit late in the first half. Bears couldn't get anything going, down 13-0. The defense had forced a couple of field goals to stay in the game. But then the Bears drove down the field, cut it to 13-7. You think, oh, well, Tom Brady, 2-minute drill, here we go. No, Kyle Fuller blows up a play. He was excellent tonight. Had the forced fumble, had 6 tackles. was really good. The secondary as a whole was good. I thought Jalen Johnson held his own. He got beat a couple of times by Mike Evans, but had a couple of tackles, only had the one pass interference. Look, you will live with these numbers from Mike Evans. 5 catches, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Johnson was stuck on an island a decent amount tonight against Mike Evans and held his own. He did a good job. Mike Evans didn't get much going. Rob Gronkowski only had 3 for 52 yards. Look, this Bears defense is really good. Maybe it's not what it was in 2018. Maybe it's not that level. I don't think the pass rush is quite as good, although it did wake up tonight. I thought the Bears, especially in the second half, really got after Tom Brady. And I said that would be a key in this football game. But all in all, this Bears defense is doing its job. It's limiting points, and that is what you have to that's what you look for if you are a defense. Like, how many points do you allow? At the end of the day, that is what matters. So, that being said, a couple more thoughts in a second. Get subscribed to the channel. We got over 100 new subs here on Chicago Bears now during our live watch party tonight. I'm still live. For those of you watching live, go ahead and get subscribed. Last time I checked, we were at 12,430 subscribers. I wanted to get to 12,500 tonight. We could only get there with your help. We're at 12,491. 12,491. Can we get there? I think we can. 12,491. We're so close. 9 more subs. Hit that big red button and subscribe. Help us reach our goal of 12,500 by the end of the night. I would greatly appreciate it. Allen Robinson, a big factor in tonight's win. 10 catches, 90 yards. He was reliable. Had another goofy play early in this one where he could have caught a pass and ended up getting intercepted. He's had some rough luck with that, but more than made up for it. Was key on some third downs. I thought he made a big difference in this football game. I think he, continues to prove that he is a number 1 receiver in the National Football League, and I hope the Bears recognize that. Swaggy Duck, we get a couple more of your comments. Should we keep Nick Foles as our starting QB? For now, yes. I mean, he's 1-1 as a starter, basically 2-1 because he bailed out Trubisky against the Falcons. Yeah, he played bad against the Colts. Yeah, he was up and down tonight, but he's the quarterback for the biggest one of the season against the Bucs. You're not going to bench him after beating the Bucs. I think for now he is the quarterback, and we'll see how the season progresses. Do you think Mack is going to have over 20 sacks this season if he heats up? I don't think so. What did he have? 1.5 before tonight? So now he's got 3.5 through 5 games. He's on pace for about 11, 12. That'd be a really good season for him after an 8-sack season a year ago. I did expect him to hit double digits this year. I do think he will reach that, Ryan. But 20 sacks is quite a bit. I don't know if he will get to that number, but I do think that he will end up having a big season. So, couple final thoughts as the Bears improve to 4-1. Number 1, great win, right? Like, the Bears defense, good job. You force 4 field goals. You keep Tom Brady out of the end zone throughout much of this night. Very good job. Run defense has got to get better, but we knew that. That's continuing to be a problem. I still think they should have signed Snacks Harrison, but whatever. That is what it is. Big one. Nick Foles, I saw some positive things after a slow start. Hopefully the downfield passing game gets going. That really has been a problem the last game and a half or so. Hopefully Foles can be better in that area. O-line, I think there's issues. Hopefully James Daniels' injury is not super serious. Let me see real quick before we sign off if there is an official update there. I have not seen anything, so let me see real quick if I can get something. He's going to undergo an MRI. The fear is that James Daniels has been lost for the season. That is the fear, that James Daniels could be out for the season. He is going to undergo an MRI, so he could be out for the season. Seahawks, the Bears, I won a lot of money on that game. $100 super chat. Let me get that up on screen. Hang on a second here. I was about ready to wrap this thing up, but here we go. We got Seahawks donating a bunch of cash here. Look at you. Appreciate that. The $100 super chat from Seahawks. Hey, you make your money betting on this game. I appreciate you guys. Super chats are always going to get on screen here at Chicago Bears Now, and I'll put you straight up just like I did with Seahawks. Greatly appreciate that. So there we go. We'll wrap it up with that. We'll end on a high note. Super chat from Seahawks. Greatly appreciate it. Bears win 20-19. I'm your host, Harrison Graham. What a great win. 4-1. Lots of videos coming up over the next few days. We'll get you guys a final update on James Daniels as soon as we have it. Could be lost for the season, but great win. Bears 20, Bucs 19. I've been Harrison Graham. Subscribe if you haven't already.